Hi everyone, Dr. Piantek here. It just came to my attention that many of you are wanting concrete deadlines as to when assignments are due. I had basically kept it very flexible in terms of just really looking at the end of the modules for when certain things are due, but I went ahead and took the basically the course calendar that all of you have received during immersion, and I plugged in the specific dates as to when things assignments are due. So going back to module 1, and everyone has completed this, you had a stats quiz that was worth 10 points that was due on September 9th. In Module 2, the background, significance, and problem statement, if you see on the calendar, the last day of the module is September 23rd. So naturally speaking, the date that the background, significance, and problem statement is due is actually September 23rd. And again, all these times are 11:59 p.m. Central Time. The Castle Branch verification of completion is also due at this day and time, but I wanted to mention that a couple of you are completely done with the process, and you'll see that in your grade book. You'll have the point value awarded for your Castle Branch completion. Several of you have your background check submitted and completed, but you do not have the rest of the required documentation uploaded. So I don't know if there was a little bit of confusion as far as what is needed to complete your Castle Branch, but there are two parts to it. The first part is your background check. That is where they go through your name and your social security number, and they make sure that you have no criminal records. The second part of Castle Branch is where you upload your immunizations, the signed HIPAA form, your CPR certification, your license to practice nursing. So you need to make sure that all those requirements are uploaded as well. So if you go into the grade book and you don't see a grade, that means that there are some things that are missing in your Castle Branch. So in terms of this deadline here, I'm going to be very flexible with this. You will have to have your Castle Branch completed prior to doing any kind of practicum work. In other words, working with your preceptor. All right. So make sure that you have your Castle Branch done as soon as possible. If you have questions about the requirements, please reach out to me or to your chair. So moving on to Module 3, the theoretical framework as well as the stats quiz worth 20 points is due October the 7th. In Module 4, the project description, design, and expected outcomes is due October 21st. In Module 5, the description of technical equipment, instruments, key personnel, etc. is due November 4th, as well as the stats quiz, worth 10 points. In Module 6, the evidence-based review of literature, as well as the stats quiz, worth 10 points, is due November the 18th. In Module 7, you will be writing, or completing rather, your Chapter 1, due December 2nd, as well as the stats quiz, worth 20 points, also due December 2nd. And then finally in Module 8, you'll be turning in your your literature review matrix. That is due December 13th, as well as the City Street verification of completion. That is due December 13th. Now, please note that December 13th falls in the middle of the week. This is not a Sunday like all the other deadlines, because this course actually ends midweek on December 13th. So make sure you have that turned in by then. So discussion boards still run, as your first initial post is due on the first Sunday of that module. So if the module, so for example, we open up the next module coming up this Monday. So if I pull out my handy dandy calendar here, it'll open on the 24th. So your initial post for the discussion board will be due, did I say November? I meant September 24th. So September 24th is when the module opens. Your initial post will be due on the 30th. Then your response posts are going to be due October the 7th. Okay, so that's how discussion board posts work as far as deadlines go. If you have any questions or concerns about deadlines, obviously you have them here now. If you aren't going to be able to make a deadline due to family emergency or illness, please let me know ahead of time before the deadline because I can work with you. If you don't let me know until the deadline has passed, then obviously there will be a grade penalty. So again, make sure you're working on that Castle branch. Check that grade book. If you don't have points awarded in the grade book, then there's something going on. Either something was rejected or you don't have the other requirements fulfilled. So please make sure that you're on top of the Castle branch. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.